Hi guys, tonight we're going to check out Harrods Christmas lights and windows. Harrods' famous motto is Omnia Omnibus Ubique, which is Latin for all things, for all people, everywhere. Mr. Harrod prided himself, boasted even, of selling everything from a pin to an elephant. Now if he were alive today, I'm sure he'd use something other than an elephant to explain his business model, but even today it's a simple concept to understand. Being all things to all people mean there will be various means and therefore various methods to get to Harrods. There's helicopter. The previous owner does appear to have built a helipad on the roof, certainly painted a big yellow H on it, but he didn't secure landing rights, so even if you're fortunate enough to own a chopper, you can't fly here.
It's probably for the best. Where I've worked in Hatton Garden, the former owner of De Beers Diamonds, which are available from Harrods, used to fly in and land on top of his building. He's one of the only people with landing rights in the city, but when he would turn up to work, I've watched him from the classrooms of the old classrooms of the Gemological Association land and take off, and the whole street can feel it, so I'm not sure you would want to rattle this old building with twin-engined aircraft.
Driver, if you're fortunate enough to have help, you can have your driver drop you off, and then he can wait, or she can wait back here in the car until you're ready to be picked up from this spot round the corner. Or you could drive here yourself.
Harrods offer valet parking just a short walk away from the store. Or you could take a taxi of one sort or another. There are plenty that can bring you here, and a queue of black taxis to take you and your shopping home or to your hotel or club. Now, if you're super important like a royal or a member of government, you don't have to worry about any of this. You and your fleet of limousines get a police special escort group. Armed police motorcycle outriders with whistles rather than sirens. Sirens would get on your nerves if you're a VIP. They will whisk you through even the heaviest traffic and ensure you don't have to endure red lights or traffic jams.
Or if you're a member of the hoi polloi like myself, there's public transport, in particular the tube. That is Knightsbridge Station, and that is Harrods. So being the closest, it's the most popular.
Right, let's try that in focus and pointing at the right thing. That is Knightsbridge Station, and that is Harrods.
I would suggest walking from here instead, South Kensington. It's not quite as close as Knightsbridge, but it's a relatively short walk and there are some amazing spots to check out along the way. You can simply admire the architecture or pop in to take a closer look.
If you turn right as soon as you get past the ticket barriers at South Kensington Station, there are tunnels that take you right where we are going, and they're really handy if it's raining. Up here on street level, however, you walk past some great coffee shops, restaurants and bars. Comptoir Lebanese, which I love, Middle Eastern inspired casual dining, great food and great value too. The restaurants have an Arabic aesthetic. I wish I had time to stop here now. Brindisa are some of my favourite Spanish restaurants in London. They have a few, each is different. I'll be blunt, I prefer the others to this one. The food I've had here was great, but their latest one I thought was amazing. Over the road from these restaurants there's the Ampersand Hotel, and there's a restaurant hidden beneath its cellars called Apero, and I really like that. A Mediterranean style sort of tapas sharing menu. There's a Fernandez and Wells here, which is a nice spot too. Coffee, wine, charcuterie, cheeses, cakes, sandwiches and some great small dishes. Overall, South Kensington's a great spot for breakfast, lunch or dinner. You're spoilt for choice here.
First up along the way is the Natural History Museum, and here we're just along the road from Harrods.
The Natural History Museum in London is arguably the world's best museum of natural history, and during the winter and in the lead up to the festive season they have this fantastic ice skating rink on the front lawn. I made a video when I visited the skating rink last year, and the setup's pretty much the same this year, so if you're interested in skating I'll put a link in the description below to that video. And you don't need to be a skater to enjoy this. The viewing platform and bar there up above on the right hand side is open to everyone, so you can come here and simply enjoy a warm or cold drink and a snack. Like other publicly funded national museums here in London, the Natural History Museum does not charge an admission fee. Entry is free. However, like other museums, it is a charity, so they accept voluntary donations instead. They have collection boxes near their entrances. The iconic entrance hall, Hintz Hall, alone is worth a visit. It's like a cathedral and looks like it inspired the set of Harry Potter's Hogwarts. And you are currently greeted by a dinosaur, a Diplodocus skeleton cast, and as the centrepiece of one of Britain's greatest and grandest museums, it has wowed museum visitors for more than a century, having been first unveiled in 1905 and taking pride of place guarding the entrance hall since 1979. The Natural History Museum holds over 80 million specimens, including mammoth skeletons and items from the voyages of Charles Darwin and Captain James Cook. The 5 main collections are botany, entomology, mineralogy, paleontology and zoology. There are soon plans for the Natural History Museum's famous model of a dinosaur that greets you here in the entrance hall, a model made up of 356 plaster cast bones. There are plans for it to be retired after 110 years. It is to be replaced by the biggest animal ever to have lived on Earth and still live on Earth, bigger than any dinosaur. At up to 160 tonnes, it is to be replaced by a blue whale skeleton. It was hunted to near extinction for its oil, meat and body parts. The whale, which was previously the centrepiece of the Mammal Hall and a resident of the museum since 1891, is a symbol of environmental destruction and, importantly, hope. I will be sad to see the dinosaur, affectionately known as Dippy, go. It's been here since I first visited as a child, but I'm excited to see the whale take pride of place, which they plan to suspend from the ceiling in a diving feeding position. The dinosaurs capture your imagination as soon as you walk in here, but it's too late to save the dinosaurs. I guess they hope the whale will focus and raise discussion about our current environment and long-term sustainability, and the biggest animal on the planet, one that humans nearly exterminated and then human research and intervention prevented from being hunted to extinction, is a great conversation starter. Among the other many exhibits, the museum also has a moon rock brought back from the Apollo 17 mission, the only piece in the UK. Apparently it keeps a colony of tiny flesh-eating beetles which it uses to strip carcasses down to skeletons for study or display. The most valued fossil in the museum's collection is the first bird, which is 150 million years old. So the Natural History Museum is definitely worth a visit. You can simply admire the amazing entrance hall in which they also serve food and drinks, tea, cake, all of that. Or if you're not on your way to Harrods like me, you could spend the whole day in here and not see everything. There is so much to see and do.
Okay, the next stop is the Victoria and Albert Museum, or the V&A, and it's right next door to the Natural History Museum and in the direction of Harrods.
Victoria and Albert Museum, which is often abbreviated to and referred to as the V&A, is London's, the world's largest museum of decorative arts and design, housing a permanent collection of over 4.5 million objects. It was founded in 1852 and named after Queen Victoria and her husband, Prince Albert. The Victoria and Albert Museum has an unrivaled collection of contemporary and historic art and design. It is home to some of the world's greatest resources for architecture, fashion, photography, theatre and performance, sculpture, contemporary design, ceramics, Asian art and design, furniture, textiles, jewellery, metalwork, glass, books, paintings, drawings, prints and more. And if you cross this courtyard, be careful, sometimes you have to walk around the courtyard. The sunken feature here is often filled with water. Right now it's drained so you can walk across it, but most of the time I've been here it's been full of water. It's like a small pond. Anyway, across this courtyard is the V&A Cafe, which is an amazing space to enjoy coffee and a snack or something stronger and more substantial. It's definitely worth a visit if you're in this part of town.
Okay, let's go and check out some of the modern day wonders at Harrods.
From the Natural History Museum and the V&A, it's just a short walk to Harrods.
My girlfriend Chloe loves social media, but Instagram and Twitter are her thing, not YouTube. I guess like most people, especially those that don't watch YouTube, she's not too interested in being in my vlogs. We're going out for dinner tonight and I've told Chloe my plans to capture the Harrods Christmas lights and windows. So although Harrods sell food in their food halls, they also serve food and drink in their many restaurants and bars. So we've arranged to meet before dinner for a drink, possibly a snack. Well, this is Harrods, so it'll be a fancy snack, more like an aperitif and an amuse-bouche. The walk from South Kensington to Harrods doesn't normally take long, however, turns out vlogging it takes much longer, so I'm late, really late. Now I've called her to tell her I'd like to film a lap of the building. It's the biggest department store in Europe, it sits on approximately 5 acres, so she sounds less than amused with that. Chloe's already in there and she's pretty hangry, and that's going to be compounded by my tardiness. Now it's not a great place to leave a girl shopping on her own at the best of times, but it's going to cost me. She's shopping with her own money, however there's going to be some making up to do and that is going to cost me. Okay, I'm going to do a quick lap of the building and show you the Christmas windows, and then I'm going to go inside and meet Chloe for a drink. I'm not going to focus on any particular window because it would take all night, but the beauty of this being video is if there's a particular window you'd like to focus on, you can simply pause the video. I'm filming in 60 frames per second, so it should freeze frame just fine. So let's go. lap of the store done. Let's go in and meet Chloe for a drink. He's trying to call you.
The Harrods food halls are incredible. They probably have the biggest selection of the best produce under one roof in London. Chloe's picked up some charcuterie, and this might sound bizarre, they have an amazing selection of Scotch eggs, so I'm going to pick up some of those while I'm here. In recent years it's actually become more of a food destination. It's not only the food to go, there's loads of bars and restaurants. You can come here for lunch, afternoon tea, then dinner, then drinks. While Chloe's settling up in the other room, I said I'd get us a seat at the oyster bar. I told you this would cost me. Okay, I've ordered some oysters, a couple of vodkas and a bottle of champagne. Cheers. As you can see, Chloe's mad for Instagram, but she's not so keen on YouTube, but she's reluctantly agreed to be in my vlog, and I'm going to give her a little lesson in vlogging.
Go. Action. See the Harrods bag. That's bad. You're so miserable.
Chloe's still pretty angry, still hasn't forgiven me for being so late, but I'm pretty confident that once the bubbles, the vodka and the oysters, it's a pretty powerful combination. Once they kick in, she won't be able to stay mad at me for long. She'll be over it by the time we get to dinner.
Taking you in there was a mistake. Take a bite. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked this video. Please hit the thumbs up like button if you liked it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Toodles. I'm gonna say goodbye. Anything?